I've been getting a lot of phone calls recently. Mark, stop talking about foreign policy. You know where you are. You've been pretty much on it. If things break, you let us know. But what's going on with Trump? You haven't talked about Trump in a while. Well, maybe we have to. So we've got to talk about the two things today. Whether or not the disqualification of Trump from the Colorado primary was correct, and whether or not there's presidential immunity. And subscribe and like us. We have about 1,000 videos, goes back almost 10 years. Man, I was better looking then, but that's not saying much. Let's get into the Trump issue. Should Trump have been disqualified from the Colorado primary? You know, this is a really tough question to answer. I have what I think is an easy answer, but it's a tough question really to answer if you're going to look at it legally. I mean, the law, 14th Amendment, talks about somebody being engaged in an insurrection. You all know where I feel, where I've stood for years. The man is an insurrectionist. The man's a traitor. The man is just the worst. Okay, he makes Benedict Arnold kind of look a little bit decent, and he's sure, makes Richard Nixon look real good. So that's where I am. That's where I am with him. Do I think he's been engaged? Of course. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's the only other side. They say, what's due process? Have they proven anything? Well, they haven't proven anything. The case is moving forward. My problem with it is this. There's got to be an answer when you're looking at the wording, but how can a state decide that a candidate can't run unless, we're talking a felony or something that everybody can agree on that this candidate engaged in? There's a disagreement here about how guilty Trump really is. He's guilty, but there's a whole spectrum of people looking at it from the right wing on over. And our situation is that if you tell a state, or state says you can't run here, then another state's going to come up with some jive answer. Just like what's going on now with Biden and the impeachment. There's nothing, okay? But Republicans have to come up with something. But it'll be the same whether it's the Democrats. I'm not taking a side here. I think, unfortunately, the decision by the Colorado Supreme Court was wrong because you can't the voters make these decisions. So absent something that's like really set in stone, you know what the rules are, top, bottom, I think it's a mistake. But it's legally on all fours, so we'll have to see what happens. I believe the Supreme Court's going to say, no way, it's out the door. Presidential immunity? Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Presidential immunity? What president? Who should get immunity? Why should a president who puts on the same pants or dress as anybody else get immunity from something when they break the law? You can't. It's too obvious. I think the Supreme Court, just like they're going to overturn the Colorado court, I think they're going to take the case and then overturn it. I think they're going to I think they're going to easily establish that Trump, there is no presidential immunity. There just isn't. Ball game over. Now you got your answer. Keep your eyes on what's going on in the Red Sea.